Hello everybody, welcome back to another Diablo 4 video. So today I got a special build for you. This is something I've been using for about 20 levels now, and I've been building to over and over again, and then having to deal with some nerfs, but I feel like this build's at a very good place. So we're going to go over the gear, we're going to go over some of the stats, and what I think is important on each gear piece. If you do think there's potential for me to make this build a little stronger, maybe some stats I'm overlooking, or legendary effects that could be better or best in slot, let me know down in the comments. If this does help you, leave a like on the video, subscribe for more. I've been streaming Diablo 4 since release, so you know what it is. I don't have any plans on stopping playing this game, so if you want to see more stuff like this, tune in. Alright, so let's go over the abilities here. I'm going to start up at the top. I'm going to hover over each one, and then we're going to talk about it a little bit later, because you need some reference. Alright, now our gear. And our stats. So we have our ice armor. It's going to be giving you some barrier, which is going to give you, a lot of protection generally with the passives. Also, you're going to get some synergy effects in the passive tree. Go over, look at it. I'll tell you. And as you're popping cooldowns, you're going to get more barrier for a couple seconds. That's going to help you a lot if you're getting in trouble, taking a lot of damage over and over. Pop one of your cooldowns to give you a little more protection before you can evade and get out of there. Elemental Attunement, basically lucky hit, crit strike chance, give you an opportunity to reset when your skills. Can happen only once every 10 seconds, but I feel like it's pretty valuable. Glass Cannon, I know you take more damage. You could essentially move this out and move it somewhere else. I tried using the Snap Freeze, but I just didn't feel like it was doing enough because I was casting Frost Nova. Frost Nova's happening a lot, so I didn't feel like it was giving me any additional stuff. One of your skills that are going to be doing the most damage, surprisingly, is your Frostbolt. Enemies are going to be, there's going to be certain enemies that are invulnerable to freezing, so you're going to have to stack that vulnerable damage, and you're just going to be doing that over and over again. Or you're going to make them vulnerable with Ice Blades, and you're going to be casting Frostbolt. Constantly doing good damage. And then I just feel like these passives right here are just super valuable. I get 2 ranks to permafrost from item contribution. Hoarfrost gives you increased damage to chilled enemies and damage to frozen. Like I said, once again, everything majority of the time is going to be frozen, or it might be chilled, one of the two, so you're going to get a damage bonus most of the time. And then damage against vulnerable enemies, this is also great. Deep Freeze, I didn't realize until now how strong Deep Freeze was. I've been using Teleport, I've been using other stuff, trying to see what would be the best balance. But I feel like when you move off of Teleport, you're going to need something that's going to be stacking up some protection. So I'm going to try this. I did try the Teleport earlier, and it seemed like when I did the deep freeze, it was really good. The main thing you have to focus on when you don't have a lot of mobility like a teleport, you're going to need evade charges to get out of dodge, get out of areas of extreme damage. So that's extremely important on your gear to have on your boots. That, and also I haven't really, put a legendary effect on anything because I haven't found any legendary effects that would be beneficial to put on my boots. That's just the way it is right now. Some big things, obviously, basic skill damage. I feel like that helps with your primary skill, casting in a lot, your basic skill, doing a lot of damage for you. It's going to be chunking those big enemies down. It is extremely valuable, and maybe it'd be more valuable to put the basic skill damage in here because you'll get around 34% or more added basic skill damage. For the gems, I put basically all max life gems into my helm, chest piece, and pants. The basic skills grant you 20% reduction. That's helpful. Once again, you're casting basic skills almost all the time. I'm not completely sure if this legendary effect stacks with this legendary effect from the amulet because it says ice spikes deal 38%. Now, does that mean ice spikes from Blizzard or is it ice spikes overall? Because if it's ice spikes overall, these two things are synergistic. For the ring, it's not essentially the best rolls that you can potentially get. Missing some vulnerable damage there because we're stacking a lot of vulnerable damage, and we got a lightning damage roll. I have no lightning skills, but Shadowkeep passive does 30% more damage against frozen enemies if they die while frozen. You're going to see this happen a lot. There's going to be enemies shattering. It's kind of cool, and I just think it adds to the aesthetic of the whole build itself. Now the ring, you're going to have a barrier basically majority of the time you're in a fight, so you're going to get that extra damage bonus there. Not the best rolls, obviously, on the ring. I could use some cold damage, frost damage, anything like that instead of lucky hit chance or damage over time. I just don't think the damage over time does enough with Blizzard to make it like super insane. You get more damage from the Ice Shards popping off than you do from the damage effect of Blizzard. Even though it's 26k, it still doesn't feel like enough. For the chest, I could have something better here, but I mean, you're getting damage from close enemies, damage to stun enemies. You're getting that one rank to glass cannons, important main stat, but other than that, I could have a better slot of armor here since I'm not using teleport. And for this one, this is pretty huge. Get 2 charges of Frost Nova, pretty important. Give you 3 ranks of Ice Blades. Pretty important. 10% cooldown. Pretty important. Main stat. That's cool. Lucky hit chance while you have a bear. That's okay because you're having a barrier all the time. So you get a little lucky hit chance bonus as well. And that's basically the build in a nutshell. So let's go do a dungeon here. See if this thing reset. So basically how the build plays. You're going to run up to a group of enemies to cast Blizzard. You could run in, use your Frost Nova. So what you're going to do, you're going to try to keep this Ice Blades up as much as possible around enemies. You're going to want to keep casting it. You're going to be casting Blizzard. You're going to be casting basic skills on the bigger, tankier enemies. And then you're going to be casting Frost Nova to keep them frozen. And then Ice Armor if you're getting in trouble. And then finally, if you're getting in big trouble, Deep Freeze. So if you realize that after your, Frost Nova, one of the elites is still going to survive. He's not going to be refrozen. Maybe cast Deep Freeze on those super juicy packs or those super dangerous packs. And that's basically it. And that looks pretty cool. So I know it took me a little bit to make this build. I've been just thinking, I'm like, oh, is this even good enough to make a video? I don't know, dude. There you go. Everything explodes. Now, when it comes to the bosses, this is where this build feels amazing. Like, you just completely shred bosses, and it feels so good. Keep hitting them with your basic skill. They're getting messed up. You're casting ice blades. You keep them frozen to get the extra vulnerable damage. Apparently, I use my ultimate, and it doesn't matter, they're dead. Easy clap. So there you go. That is the build. Like I said, there's obviously pieces for improvement on this build. So if you have any comments to make this build better, leave them down below in the comment section. If you do find this video helpful for making your build a little bit better, like the video, subscribe for more. And yeah, I'm completely open to having a discussion in the comments about, you know, maybe this piece, this attribute is better than this, etc. Where am I messing up with my gems? Is armor the best stat in the game? I don't know. Leave your comment below. Catch you next time.